in a box. I redefine any definition you got. I am the tiger, I'm making steps to the top. The flames, I whip it up, you just gotta hand me the rock. Take a seat, you cannot stand it. All I know, the flow harder than a Scotch bunny. Don't try study me, you cannot manage. This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon. This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.
Yeah, you better listen. I'm bringing heat. You'll be a fan when I start rapping. Way I'll have your fucking head spinning. I'm known as spit vicious. Release bombs and go tick tick. Boom, you blow me that head missing. I'm a phenomenon. Stacking cheese like it's Parmesan. 8 different flows, call me Octomom. I'm moving fast like the Autobahn. And I'm independent, so I'm not your fucking starving like it's Ramadan. Sick, twisted, gifted. Can't copy, printed. Can't hold me down. I shape shift, I'm liquid. I killed this beat, I might get convicted. They know how I move, it was predicted. Persistent, spoken into existence, so consistent, no assistance. Hear me once, become addicted. If I rap it, then I live it. There's no cap when I be speaking this.
This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon. This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.
You don't know what goes on behind these eyes. You don't know the loneliness hidden inside. You don't know I wanna eat you up alive. Come and get to know me, my type of wild. I'm the kind that spins you and hangs you dry. Well, I'm already on to another side. If you gave me your whole life, I would still have room for more. Cause I've got that appetite. Maybe I never feel whole. You might get me through the night, but it will never be enough. It will never be enough. Cause I'm a black girl for your love. Cause I'm a black girl for your love. Cause it's true, no, no, no. Everything they say about me, I'll suck you, no, 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 to my center of gravity. Cause it's true, no, no, no. Everything they say about me.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Versatile League. For better or worse, we're back here again to bring you all the action, at least for the first matchup. Who are we? Well, my name is Explo, as always, and joining me is the best-dressed man in Valorant casting, and then he put his cat ears on. It's Call Me Wolverine.
Oh, it's good to know you are still sore about that Team Liquid loss. The kids want the cat ears, so the kids get the cat ears. Explo, it's good to be here with you, and we certainly have a matchup tonight. I'm not exactly sure how intense it's going to be, but we're still very early on in the season, so you never know. We have Team Mystic sitting at 0-1-0-1 and New Horizons sitting at 0-0-0-2. What do you think we got in store for us tonight, Explo?
Well, I mean, on paper, everything says that this should be relatively quick in the favor of Team Mystic, but I would say that games that seem the most one-sided have the best stories to them. sometimes. Not most of the time, but sometimes. There's always that chance that maybe New Horizon, when they lost 13-0 and then 13-5, there's always a chance that was just an off day. That was, it's okay, and they'll bring themselves back in. And for their sake, I hope they do, because it's never fun to be the only team without a win.
That's not exactly how you want to differentiate yourself from the pack early on into the season, but they are going up against a team and a player who is a brick wall unto himself. They're going up against Dagger, who runs initiators and controllers. And my man's is averaging 25.5 kills across the first two maps, sitting at 51 kills early in the season. That was good for the most in the league after the first week. And if New Horizon is going to have any chance on either of these two maps, they are going to have to figure out a way to stop Dagger. Is there any way that they can do that based on what you've seen from their statistics? I mean, I'm not really seeing it personally.
No, it's always difficult. If you have a jet or something that is, tearing up the game, you can kill them. It's doable. They're always going to put themselves in the firing line. When you've got a player that's played Brimstone and Sky, especially on Brimstone, kind of hard to isolate because he's not exactly an entry fragger, but we are here in the Agent Select, and Mystic seem to have their plan together. They've got 4 agents locked in already, and they seem to be in favor of that Astra, but double Duelist coming out.
And this is a different setup from them from their first game on Ascent, which they lost 10-13. Instead of going on to the Killjoy, we do see Cypher being brought out by Joshi. Wonder if that's a change of pace, because Cypher is not the most popular Sentinel on this map. It's interesting to see him go away from there. They are keeping Dagger, they're moving Dagger off the Initiator as well. They're moving him onto a Duelist. They kind of are taking him off of that Sky and allowing him to play a little bit more free and a little bit more aggressive, kind of chase down those frags. Moving him onto that Phoenix. Shady staying on the Astra. We have Le Viper not playing his namesake, sticking on to the Sova, and then Kaiden on the Jet as well. And looking at the team comp across the way, we are seeing we're seeing a mirror matchup with the Astra, with the Sova, and with Little Spooderman going on to the Phoenix. However, we are seeing a little bit of a change of pace from them, seeing Arc2, the new player on their roster, going on to the Sova. It's always interesting when your substitute is brought on as a Sova, as that is one of the more technical positions to be playing, or technical agents to be playing. So it'll be interesting to see how up to speed he is on their strat book. And then Zato, their top fragger through the first week of the season on the Reyna, going to be allowed a little bit more freedom going into this map. And they have him playing Tree to start things off, with the push being directed a little bit towards that A site early on, but 2 players sitting around that corner waiting there for him.
Here comes the Phoenix duel. Let's see if this sets the tone for the whole series. Dagger, the newfound role. Out comes the flash, though, and he might not have the capacity to deal with it. He doesn't. But it's managed to be traded out anyway. Echo gets one in mid. That's the nature of the pistol round, is just click the heads better, I suppose. But start for New Horizon, who definitely are anything but the favorites going in. But Mystic definitely still have the sight here. Spike gonna go down, and Kaiden might have to make a move. Has one updraft to his name, but if he wants to take that risk early on. He takes a lot of damage from a Frenzy Burst, though, and everyone on the site's pretty low, actually. Kaiden sat on 22. Down goes La Viper, the other health player, champion, jumping straight in. Now it's only Shady, who has full health. Does get one. Oh, but that's gonna be it. And Champion with an interesting right click over in the door is gonna get New Horizon the pistol round.
I mean, we saw this yesterday. The defensive side of this map significantly easier to play, and it's good to see them so comfortable in that retake, even with that early duel going about, even with Little Spooderman being able to swing out and go 1-for-1, pretty much alerting after he died, basically alerting that everyone that it's going to be an A main push. Seeing that rotation come quickly, stay disciplined, not go 1-by-1 into the site, and kind of give Mystic the 1v1s that they're looking for in that post-plant scenario. A good way for New Horizon to start things off. Significantly better than their last rodeo on Ascent, where they were losing 13-5. And honestly, just a good way for them to start off. Unfortunately, with the sheriffs being bought up, Little Spooderman not able to go 1-for-1, and that is a pick in the way of Team Mystic to start things off.
See, that means that the rest of New Horizon are keeping themselves safe, playing at the back of their sites. Don't want to take any more risks and lose any more. You already have. Here's Joshy with the Spectre. Spectre? The Cypher, sorry. Looking to get at least some information, but doesn't look like he's going to get any of it. And it's like Team Mystic, after a little bit of scouting, are going to head to the A site, and there's only Zato to deal with this.
A good job of baiting those rotations, making so much noise in B main, gathering the orb, throwing up the camera, shooting a few shots, and that's good enough to bait the rotation. It does seem like now that the execute is going on, that New Horizon has smelled this, and it really is going to be up to Zeta to be good for more than one there, and good for two. Le Viper finally able to even the score, and a 3v3 going into this post plant, but a couple guns given over to that Mystic side makes this a lot more dangerous in the post plant.
They're all sitting in heaven. Here comes one into grass, though. Champ looking to cause some problems, but Dagger, with his newfound self-providing utility on the Phoenix, he's gonna try and shut out anyone through heaven. Looks like grass might be the main play, actually, as Champ pushes in. Arc 2 as well, with the Ares looking to do damage. It's only Dagger left, who cannot possibly deal with that coming towards him. New Horizon, maybe this sub was just what they needed.
They're looking pretty good to start things off, even getting baited, losing a player early, getting baited over to B. They were able to hold their wits about them. And Champ Season and Arc 2 are really proving to be the difference makers. And Zato doing a good job to be good for 2 from that generator position. Not exactly the easiest spot, to be good for more than 1, but that does have them onto a bonus route. And it does put Mystic, no spike going down, leaves them fairly economically impoverished after this round should they fail to win it, but they're going 5 Phantoms into this. So it does look good for them to at least get 1 attacking round under their feet, and they are showing presence early in A main. 3 players, 2 duelists, and the Sova sitting there in A main ready for things to go. The Astra quarterbacking everything from back into, attacker spawn.
Well, there's the running back from Dagger, first one of the night, and I don't think it did too much, but it did make the ground and gave Kaiden the ability to get that kill as he goes hunting. Up in heaven, does manage to get another one as well. Echo desperately through his own nebula, or not his own nebula, but trying to at least find him if he can, but tag up might allow that spray through the wall. Arc 2. SMG Sova still very much in play, but a 3v5 situation here for New Horizon. We've seen early 3v5 retakes happen just yesterday. Granted, it was a pistol round, but look, as Shady comes around grass, Champ's gone straight away, and Dagger isn't letting anyone in. And it's just Arc 2, the super sub, on half health.
Not going to be able to do much from that position, just trying to take some shields or players down with him. But just like I said, if they were unable to win that round, the next round by looking pretty poor for Mystic, but keeping 5 players alive allows that bank to start building up. And off the back of 2 fairly dirty round wins in that round loss, we are seeing a pretty broken buy. Only Champ Season able to buy a rifle at this point. Even then, it's a little bit of a sketchy purchase with only 1,200 left. I don't think he'll be able to buy full shield, full utility, and a rifle going into the next one. So interesting to see them go a little bit more aggressive with that purchase, but that is more of the pace from Team Mystic that we expected, just overwhelming. And admittedly a little bit weaker on the side of their opponent and just taking those aim duels and winning them. Not much strategy really needed behind it as Dagger opens things up onto Zato, and that is a completely open A site should they decide to push it, but the spike all the way back in off of the top of Catwalk. Unlikely to see that happen that fast, and the rotation fully going over to that A site off the basis of that 1 kill.
Got one staying around on B though, thought better of it. It's about what Mystic wants to do, and they might look to go straight through grass. There is nobody waiting. One in close proximity, and that angle's going to be cleared out now. At least watched a little bit. I think they might go for a Dagger, pull the attention away, and then go for the 1-2 punch. As the stars are getting laid down, Kaiden takes the spike. And we're getting ready for go time. In goes Kaiden into grass, but the flash is going to hold him in his tracks pretty quickly. Joshy managed to get Arc 2 elsewhere, and now the site is essentially theirs, but there's still one lurker. See if he can do anything from under hell. It's Echo. They haven't sussed him out, and he hasn't swung. He's being so patient right now, but he has to pick his right time to do the damage. Oh, and Shady, surely he sees him there. Oh, he's still hidden. How have you not checked this? Oh no, Echo can open this wide open, but with 2 players over on Heaven for Mystic, now it's just him, and now this is not an advantage at all.
Well, points for sneakiness going for
Yeah.
Echo. Unfortunately, only the Frenzy in his arsenal. Maybe if he has a rifle, that's a little bit more dangerous of a position, but I mean, it all comes out in the wash as Mystic is able to put their 2nd round in a row against that admittedly a little bit weird buy, and we're seeing a little bit of that fallout going in from that weird buy. Echo on Light Shield and Champ Season, not only on Light Shield but also on the Spectre, so a little bit precarious even on a round where they should have full armor. And we do see the Odin being brought into the hands of Arc2 and sprayed into B main, not going to find anyone even with 5 players hanging around outside of B. Looking like it's headed that direction in Champ Season, the first to fall even after he places that wall, and yet another good start for Mystic going into this 5th round.
Oh, what a camera from Joshi, but maybe Echo can do some damage. He gets one before he goes out, but the Vipers, just Fury, also manages to get Arc2, so there's that site cleared. And now in a 2v4, I mean, they have 2 ultimates, but they're not exactly perfect. I wouldn't invest the Empress here, and maybe the run it back if you really are feeling the confidence, but now with that pick, maybe they can start to work something out. Shady goes down at the hands of Zato. Here comes opposing flashes. Dagger, they're trying to dissuade them, and they can do that because the time just keeps ticking away. The Viper's also over in B main, so he can swing out wherever he wants. Looks like Zeta's gonna go and check it, but he wasn't looking in the right area. And now it's just Little Spooderman, who in the run it back, he invested it. And he'll be regretting that one when he wakes up. That's not great. 3-2 now for Team Mystic. They had a little bit of a shaky start, but I can see why they're doing pretty well so far.
No, Mystic is looking clean on these, and it's not anything particularly special coming out from them on this attacking side. They're pretty much picking a spike site they want to go for, hitting it with hitting it with 4 players, usually leaving 1 player, whether that be Joshi or whether that be Shady, to lurk late mid and kind of clean up around the flanks. But it's nothing particularly crazy, and now an economic reset, so we are seeing New Horizon on a low, a partial buy if you want to be so generous as to call it that. And with their spread default, a little bit of position taken in B main as Sova is going to take out that Cypher tripwire, but really nothing else going for them there as the hit going towards A.
Like the hot hands as well, force away Little Spooderman, who's taken very, very low. Oh, that's 3 health at least. But he is going to go and get that hot hands in hell and get himself patched up for a little bit, but that does reveal where his location is, and the wall's poking over the top, but the Cosmic Divide means they can't see anything. The spike has gone down. All players are playing in A main. Zato on the flank here could go massive, but it looks like he's thinking better of it. Maybe. Oh no, looked away at the wrong time, and Shady trying to find that easy pick. Can't quite get it. There it is. Zato, though, trades it out. Good things. Well, still the 1-man advantage for Mystic. Spike tagged up, but Dagger's got it. And it's just this time that keeps ticking away. They're investing 1 person at a time, Mystic. They don't want to swing out, get sprayed down. And here come the faithful shock darts, the stuns. It keeps on going, and Joshi, he saw 2 free meals there, and he'll happily lap them up. It's going to be 4 for Mystic now, as they're going to look to set themselves apart.
I mean, these rounds are absolutely clinical. That was the most coordination we've seen on attack. A great use by Echo of that Cosmic Divide, cutting basically everything but where they wanted to plant the spike off from the defense. However, we are going to be able to see New Horizon get a buy, an operator being considered by Echo, but he's going to sell it back for a rifle there at the last second. Arc2 with the Odin back in his hand. And New Horizon, I like what they did in that round, taking control of B main, kind of eliminating some points of contention, and the duel between Shady and Little Spooderman early and not going the way of Spooderman. And again, that is an opening pick for Mystic. There goes one of your retake entry specialists, and just so much map control given over to that Team Mystic side, and they are taking advantage of it.
That's beautifully done from Dagger. We can now definitely make sure there's no one in hell. They don't want that again. But the spike can start to go down in a 3v5. 3 ultimates on the board for New Horizon, but the Empress, not ideal. The Res, no one really in an accessible position. The Hunter's Fury, not ideal for this situation either, and they're just being bullied with all the utility. Joshy's in the back lines as well. And it's just going to be Zato left to Dagger happily cleaning up. And I'm glad that this Phoenix pick for Dagger's working out. Because, yeah, he got a lot of kills on the Brimstone, but the Brimstone, as I said earlier, keeps you safe. So it's good to see that now he can serve himself with his utility. He's on track to do the same, if not better.
I mean, he's looking clean. There's not a player that doesn't look clean. Like Viper doing exactly what he needs to do on the server, not going to look necessarily sexy in the kills department. Joshy doing what he needs to do, taking care of flanks, and then Kaiden, Dagger, and Shady doing the brunt of their work on the entries, and then those final kills on the post flanks. I mean, they're a well-oiled machine going into this. B main looking to be that main point of contact already. A little bit of a change of pace from the Mystic side as Kaiden going to open things up on champ season and really getting their way wherever they want to go.
Second updraft used, the wall goes down, but Kaiden's not done. Managed to get 2, and he's just going to go full aggressive. Dagger's helping him out. Use the zone, run it back. So both duelists using their ultimates, but Kaiden's still in the back lines. This guy's inevitable. And now there's only one. And Neko is soon to fall as well, and that was very, very fast.
Eco round, so not really too much to read into it other than the fact that, I mean, whether it be B, A, or mid, this Team Mystic side is getting whatever they want, wherever they want, however they want. They're not giving any respect. I mean, we've seen Dagger push mid, no utility. I mean, he pushed straight through a Cosmic Divide 2 rounds ago. So there has to be some kind of change of pace, some kind of element of confusion or surprise thrown in on this defensive side by New Horizon, because they're just not getting it done, kind of playing that 2-1-2 traditional spread. They're really getting no information. They're not really doing anything that gives me any confidence that they're going to win any more rounds. There's no control given. B main control fully in the hands of Joshy should he want it. No players playing it. There's full mid control taken by Champ right now on top of his wall. So at the very least, that's something. But now they know exactly where he is, and there's no one stopping anyone.
And did clear out Joshy, and the spike is now in a little bit of peril. But I think that's going to be collected pretty easily. Should be noted that that ult orb over in A main is being given over for that run it back literally every round without any sort of contention. All it takes is a flash to push back Echo, and after that, this guy's farming run it backs like he's sick. That's what makes Sick so good on Sentinels, and looks like Dagger wants to emulate that. Kaiden, meanwhile, looking to do some damage of his own. Takes out Echo, and now in a 4v4, making the lines a little bit more even. They can look to get the spike down, but there is only 35 seconds. Kaiden has to come up big here, and he does. Taking this Heaven Control will be massive. Means there's no one else to try and dissuade this spike plant, but he is going to get taken out by the Odin of Arc 2. He'll get healed up by Champ, and now in a 2v3. Make that 2v4 as Nil Spooderman comes back up, and that Lydia is ever so dangerous. Zato manages to find Dagger. Now it's into the Viper, and that's not a sight you want to see on a Sunday afternoon.
Finally, we see an opening pick go the way of New Horizon, and they were able to capitalize on it. But you can see, I don't know, you can kind of see how important that retake was for them, investing the resurrection into it as Champ. Going to make sure they secure that 3v2, making it a 4v2, and finally a little bit of a sign of life. However, we're still not seeing anything necessarily nearly repeatable. Mystic taking whatever they want, whenever they want, however they want, and your point about that ult, or just kind of, I mean, it's kind of a summary of the rest of how this match has gone. Wherever Mystic has wanted, they've been able to take it, and we see them lining up for A main yet again, and there's going to be no challenge to stop them in any way, shape, or form. Oh.
I mean, to be fair, I don't know whether it speaks to the amount of contention that New Horizon are putting in when you can flash yourself and still go and get the ult orb. Dagger having to dodge and dive around that Hunter's Fury. Only one that was hit by it was Echo, and he's on the friendly side, but here comes Dagger going in. Freshly nutritionized, I guess, from that ult orb, and now Kaiden manages to get Echo as he's running back as well. And the site is just theirs. Whatever they want, you said it. Whatever they want, they take. That spike's going to go down again. All too familiar sound and sight. It's only one left. It was not long for this world, really. Managed to get Joshy, but Kaiden swinging that. He's not going to lose those. And now Team Mystic, they've secured themselves that positive half at least. But at this rate, they're looking to go for 9.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you have to kind of make up your own goals. Kaiden getting onto the site, having his way with able to get 2 frags into that round, 14 for him on the map, kind of putting his name up there. I know we hyped up Dagger a little bit in the pre-show, but Kaiden just... I mean, if you're playing entry, you expect to hopefully get 1 and then get traded, and that's where we see Dagger do the most of his damage. But with Kaiden, he's getting 2 or 3 going into this, and finally a little bit of pressure into A main, and it backfires horribly as there goes Echo, there goes your controller. No smokes left for this. No smokes left for this New Horizon side, trying to defend one of the hardest utility maps to play in Arc 2, playing close, maybe going to even things up as he does get a frag onto Dagger.
Does, but he's having to run away from the Aldrone of Leviper. Kaiden's going straight in. Down goes Arc 2. Door going to be shut. Make sure to, eliminate the amount of angles they can come from. They seem to very much like going through that door, so they should have a little bit of a warning beforehand. And Kaiden still has a Blade Storm as well. No ultimates on the side of New Horizon. Shady's happy to sit back alongside Leviper, but in goes Kaiden. Looking to just cause problems as soon as anyone ends up walking into his path, but oh, the lucky spray actually goes the way of New Horizon, and now this is workable if they can isolate these peaks. Scary looking at definitely in his position, not risk anything. And that means it's up to Leviper once this spike is tagged up, but they might look to go all the way. Leviper doesn't have to move for that first one. And up comes the stun. Gumball is gonna find 2, but up goes the slow. There is no wall to dissuade though, and it's all the way to half, but Shady's peaked and managed to kill the diffuser, and now it's Champ versus Shady, but he is gonna get it. Is that time? No. He did all the right things, just not fast enough. And that puts Team Mystic at 8.
Last round before
They're getting closer. New Horizon playing that pretty well, able to isolate the last 2 players in that A main area. Unfortunately for them, just the frags not going their way. A great job getting that spike to half. Unfortunately, Leviper was able to do just enough to delay Champ Season from being able to finish off that defuse. The rifle saved over, but unfortunately, that's just that's a little bit. I mean, honestly, that's salt in the wound because he's not able to buy anyone. That loss bonus not coming over in its full entirety, and yet again another round in the pocket of Team Mystic, now leaning towards that B site, but Dagger going to be making some noise in that A main area. Ooh. Keeping them at least a little occupied, but with that frag and nothing following it, we should see them ready for that B push.
Look who's coming through mid, it's Echo. Now as they begin to leave B main, that Cosmic Divide is really weird, but they will manage to find Echo. Got a minute to make their decision and decide their fate, but Lil Spooderman also top cat. Do they turn around in time? Manages to get 1, but Joshi trades him out, and now in a 2v3, they've got to move, but I mean, that's been red now. They can get that rotation over. Getting the spike down is the most important part here. Where are they going to choose to do it? Oh, the shock darts are so oppressive. This isn't great. Joshi trying to put his camera up, but he can't jump quite high enough to do it because of that slow orb. They need to find this first pick is so important for them. There's the information. Finally, he gets his camera up, but there's one coming through grass. They're going to be shot down. Now they have more things to worry about. Who dropped down, but Arc 2, who tries to do 360 no-scope. It's not going to happen. And now in a 1v1, it's Shady up against Champ. Shady sitting in hell. Champ has to drop, and he does manage to get the tap, but that's not going to be enough. And with 10 health, without the skin of his teeth, Shady gives Mystic that 9-3 half.
9-3 attacking half for Team Mystic. This result looking like a foregone conclusion. I like the aggression that we saw from New Horizon there. I just don't necessarily like who we saw from sending Echo, again, your controller into mid, solo pushing, walk pushing tiles, allowing that pick and allowing Joshi to get that neural theft off, basically giving away the rest of your setup. And at that point, it just comes down to trades, jumping in 1 by 1 on that retake. Just fundamentally not particularly solid from New Horizon, but they go over onto attack, and maybe their strat book a little bit deeper than we're giving them credit for. All comes down to how this pistol round starts, and going with a 5-man rush towards A right into that Cypher setup. At the very least, they do have a man advantage going into the site.
Far in this series, 100% win rate on pistol rounds, so that's going for them. But Granted, the sample size isn't exactly extensive. Now Joshi has the most important role of all as that Nebula goes down. Leader replace it, but he's still doing damage. And that gravity well is key from Shady. Brilliant work. Kaiden comes in, and there's a double tap with the Sheriff. Call him McCree, because he's just the cowboy they needed. Now in a 2v5. Zoto and Champ have to worry about Dagger is coming in the backlines as long as they distract him. They will manage to kill Dagger, but here comes Kaiden again, and they can just choose to overwhelm Champ, who does have the spike. He's gonna put the wall up, and oh god, he's going over the top. He's just looking to try and get any kills that he can. But yeah, I mean, that's never gonna happen for him. And Kaiden, bringing a little sense of the Wild West of Venice.
I like the gusto coming out there. Going for the wall play, maybe trying to get an extra pick or two, but Kaiden doing such a great job from that boosted position. And I mean, you have to feel sorry for New Horizon there. They waited out that utility, were going for a contact play in A main, and just ran into Shady and Joshi with all of the utility, and then Kaiden, who is as on his game as we've seen him across this young, versatile season, just headshot, headshot, headshot. I believe it was 2 headshots, 1 through a wall for him there. And now a 4-man push up catwalk. A lot going to be put onto Josh, and he's just going to retreat. It looks like they're more than willing to play this for retake.
Here comes Dagger, who does manage to get one through mid. Now Little Spiderman has to split his forces and try and work this one out. He will manage to get Dagger. Now they can focus on the one front. But that has given everyone else time to reposition. And look how close Joshi is. He's integral here. Maybe Shady draws out the fire. And there's the gravity well. And that seems to be just what they need. That gravity well has caused New Horizons so many problems. And now Team Mystic up at 11.
Perfect utility placement. Shady confidently playing that arch position on the entrance to A main. And just, I mean, it's clinical how Mystic is defending this. Their attack looked good. Their defense looking even better. And with 4 players left alive, Dagger, even in his death, getting tons of information of basically everyone being up catwalk, allowing for Joshi, allowing for Shady, and allowing for Kaiden to finish off that round. And now a very, very dangerous position. This is the last complete buy that we're going to see in LeViper through the wall, taking out Little Spooderman, and Kaiden with the judge. I mean, it's about as good of a summary of this round as you can get.
Did you see the barrel? Well, maybe he didn't, but they will get Echo anyway. Champ, not long for this world either, but he's the lone survivor. Put the wall up. No. They do not care anymore, Mystic. They just don't. They are just going to run it down. And why wouldn't you? I mean, Kaiden and Dagger are so good right now. I think maybe Dagger's Brimstone privileges are being revoked.
Yeah, no, looking at this, I'm not running him on Brimstone ever again. 7 assists, 11 and 11. Basically perfect for your entry frag. Just doing such a good job. And we're seeing everyone step up big, and everyone doing what they need to do on this Mystic side. And now just 1 round separating them, and 3 points moving their way up in these Group B standings. And Arc 2 going to get tagged early on champ season, with the judge maybe punishing some aggression. But it does seem like the territory that they're taking going to be good enough for the way that they want this round to go. But Champ going to get one, getting the frag onto Dagger. However, LeViper able to even things back, and we are seeing a little bit of life from this New Horizon squad.
Yeah, maybe bit off a bit more than they can chew, but Kaiden, well, he's got a very big appetite. Joshi has to run away from this one, but no Cyber Cage can save you. Arc 2 with that Odin. I don't know what day it was that all Sobers on Ascent decided to buy LMGs every round. But it seemed like one day it just sort of switched, and I'm all here for it.
It's Sinatra, man. Sinatra started that trend on Sentinels very early on with the dart and spam into B main, and I mean, with the walls as thin as they are, you can't argue with result, and it's looking clean. However, I mean, at the very least, that is a round where New Horizon was able to punish the aggression of Team Mystic. It'll be interesting to see if Mystic adjusts and plays a little bit slower. And we are seeing them push a little bit less aggressively. However, Kaiden going to take catwalk control completely with that operator.
Key on Champ, I've just seen. I mean, sure. Just not exactly, I would rather have a judge, but you make do with what you can, and
Need that back.
looking
Taking
to
that back.
chill out a little bit now, New Horizon. They don't want to get run down. They're sort of waiting for Team Mystic to do what they did last round, bite off a little bit more than they can chew. God, no. Timing. A little bit off, a little bit weird. That Lear, maybe he can get a shot off, but he fires right between two. It's a little bit annoying for him, but his chap with that Bucky, very intimidating trapwire. Is he going to go and try and knife it? Just waiting for his team, but look who's in wine. It's Joshy. Maybe we just see another mow down. Peeks out. This match get 1 and 2.
Spike down.
Arctu finally manages to clean him up. Here comes a run it back from Dagger, though, who's not done just yet. Peeked through, flashed himself, but is all okay. And it's just Arctu with an Odin.
30 seconds
But it
left.
doesn't matter how many players you have alive, he has an Odin. So, you know, don't line up. I'm not sure about that play. I'm really not, but if that's the way you want to go out, I suppose you go out like a hero. Team Mystic managed to get 13-4 in their first game. They get themselves an easy 3 points.
Easy 3 points for Mystic, and you know, I love the gusto there. I really love what we saw. I really love what we saw from Arc 2. The running Odin spray, maybe just maybe RNGesus lands in his favor, but I mean, we're looking at this final scoreboard, and it looks exactly how you would think a 13-4 win would go. 21 kills, 9 deaths for Kaiden topping the lobby. Shady Dagger and Joshy close behind him before we see the first of any of those New Horizon players. And just all-out domination. It really felt like the only rounds that were given up were rounds where the towel was essentially thrown in, and Team Mystic just kind of running it down, trying to get as many frags as possible, capitalizing on the weaker opposition. And I mean, going into the second map, which is going to be Haven, I don't see any way for New Horizon to kind of get back into it just based off what we saw off that map. I don't know about you, Xflow.
Yeah, not encouraging signs, I think, is the way to put that. However, as we know, as with Valorant, different maps mean a lot. So maybe, just maybe, New Horizon are the best Haven team in the world.
Well, I guess if we're going to look for any positive for New Horizon, the way that they were playing defense on Ascent, we saw towards the end of that defensive half from them, we saw 2-man pushes either into B main or aggression towards that A main area, and that is going to benefit you on a map like Haven, where A long and C long are such important pieces of control for both the offense and the defensive sides. If they're able to run those little 2-man pushes a little bit more successfully, either trading 1-for-1, ending up in a 3v3, or trading 2 for 2 and ending up in a 3v3 or in a 4v3 or something like that, maybe we see that defensive side look a little bit better for New Horizon. However, for Team Mystic, they're playing that defensive side equally as aggressively with a lot more success. I mean, we saw the first rifle round that New Horizon had in that second half on attack. We saw Team Mystic run out all five of the lanes that they could, and just take those 1v1 gun duels, and that just speaks to the confidence that Mystic has against these opponents. And there really wasn't anything. I mean, yesterday when we were watching Nicobox versus Alteration. I had it and then I lost it. But Nicobox, even though they started 10-2 on attack on Ascent, they were able to win 8 of the final 9 rounds of the match, carry that momentum into a map win pretty convincingly over on Haven. Unfortunately, we just didn't see that same type of resilience from this New Horizon squad.
What I'm curious about going into Haven is Ascent is a map when you're attacking that those ult orbs are very accessible. Maybe when there's a server with an LMG on B, maybe not. But that A main orb is very accessible. I think Haven maybe slightly more out of reach. So I'm curious as to whether Dagger will be able to get, because he was literally getting it every single round. He would flash himself and still get it. I'm wondering whether, if he's sort of not allowed to do that anymore, just given the map design and how long it takes to get over there, and how people normally play. You've got that orb on A main where there is normally someone right there, so you have to fight them for it. I think maybe, if he's not allowed to farm those run it backs like it's corn, maybe they have a little bit more of a chance, New Horizon.
Yeah, we haven't seen the squad on Haven either, so it's going to be interesting to see how they run that comp. Whether Dagger continues his transition onto a Duelist Phoenix, again a pretty potent agent on Haven, as we've seen from, as you mentioned, the aforementioned sick reference. Not typical for Ascent, but it seemed to work out there, especially with the way that he was farming that run it back. So seeing that Duelist revelation, as well as Le Viper making his transition, Joshy going over from Killjoy, most likely going to be a Cypher should we need to see a Sentinel for them on that map. More than comfortable and looking actually a little bit more comfortable than we saw him on that Killjoy last week over on Ascent. So, I mean, all of these signs are boding well for New Horizon. We need to see a little bit more coming up from their duelists, specifically Zato. He started off that map pretty well, especially on that pistol round, coming up with 2 big frags in that second round as well, and then pretty much went dormant. And when you're playing a character like Reyna, you need to be on your game. You need to be feeling yourself. And I mean, Haven, not exactly a great map for Arena to begin with, unless you are 10s. And even then, they have 10. Sentinels has 10s run Jet, and they do go Reynaless. So it's not like we're seeing him on like an Icebox where that free roamer has a little bit more space to go. So it'll be interesting to see how this team formulates their composition when they head over to Haven. So I mean, there's just so many question marks going up into the air, and I just don't know what adjustments can be made from New Horizon, especially adding a new player who did, I will admit, look pretty comfortable on the Sova.
I'm still kind of surprised how well he slotted in. Maybe that last round wasn't exactly indicative of how he plays as a player, but I'm still thinking about Dagger here. Maybe we see him play Skye, because I'm thinking, what is a duelist that when you're playing and you're really on your game, yet you're also adept at controlling the game? It's the sort of, I would put the distinction between a Jet and a Phoenix, right? The Phoenix still has some sort of agency in terms of the greater plan with those flashes and the wall, while Jet sort of really goes for herself. I think maybe as Skye has, like, well, maybe not globally, but in NA specifically, designed by Strong Legs, perfected by Roy. The duelist esque version of Skye, where you just full run it, angry dog, 3 flashes, better than Phoenix in that regard. But maybe we see him go on to that. It's something he's already played, granted not on Haven, but I think maybe that could be a really good fit for him.
I would love to see Dagger run the Skye, if not for anything other than my selfish curiosity. That is a very strong agent to run on this map, just because of the information that it gathers, as well as we head into agent select, and unfortunately we are not seeing the very scary dog. Dagger sticking with that Phoenix, Kaiden sticking with the Jet. And we're looking at Miss Shady hovering the Astra. No surprise there. Champ sticking with the Sage. Echo going over instead of running the Astra. We're looking at an Omen being hovered Arc 2 instead of the Sova going. Okay, hovering Killjoy, now hovering. Oh, what's he gonna do?
They are bamboozling us here. I'm thinking if you go Astralus on Haven, that's a real big gamble to play.
That I would not love that. I would not love that in any way, shape, or form. And now Echo hovering the Astra, little Spooderman and Zato, the 2 duelists from last round. Oh, Echo hovering Skye might have heard us, might want to deliver. I'm just living in a world of curiosity. I have no idea what's happening right now. Joshy hovering the Cypher. No real surprises, no agent composition changes. Oh, Joshy going with the Killjoy, an interesting choice. We're going to see Joshy, since he is running that Killjoy, especially on defense, he's going to be a little bit more sight locked, sight locked, a little less. A breach, okay, from Zato. I like that. Echo going the Astra, Spooderman going on to the Jet. So pretty big agent composition changes coming over. Spooderman off of the Phoenix going on to the Jet. Zato off of the Reyna onto the Breach, going into a little bit more of a support role that is going to help them on attack, as well as being a pretty strong solo sight holder over on that C site. The Flash is able to delay pushes pretty extensively. And alluding back to Joshy now, he is going to be a little bit more locked into his site, going for more of a solo hold, just because of the proximity usage of that Killjoy utility. It is a little bit stronger holding a site, but does stop him from making his rotations. His utility becomes useless if they do successfully sell a fake. So if New Horizon is able to execute some pretty solid bluffing, it all of a sudden makes that site, the C site, a lot more vulnerable. But with the brunt of the push hovering towards that garden position, not looking like we're going to be seeing much of that early on, but something to keep an eye on as this match develops.
From memory, New Horizon taking inspiration from Korea here. Playing that Breach, not really an NA staple, but definitely popular in Korea. See maybe if that style change switches things up, but Echo looking to full run with that Frenzy, and he's going to be fully rewarded for it. Oh, just about evaded though for the second one, and now they dash into the site. Kind of managed to take out Lil Spooderman. Jet diff, if you will, and the kill feed is entirely blue. It's just Sato now, who, I mean, you know, maybe, ironically, maybe on Reina, if he gets that first kill, maybe he's able to work something out, but yeah, I mean, that's about how I expected. I was surprised the New Horizon got the pistol round in the first map, so maybe Team Mystic just needed a second to find their groove, and they're carrying on as they left off.
Their groove seems most definitely found, and I do like this switch up going from Josh playing that C site to kind of controlling a little bit more of that B garage area. Kind of gives him a little bit more room to work with, and we see those Astra Stars lining up towards C, 2 on C, 1 in garage, 2 on A. So not too much given away, but the push. Holding for some aggression, playing a little bit more of a default, and A short and A long control completely taken by the Sova and Phoenix duo, and they could be in for Pater as Echo with the classic, the only thing standing between them and a kill, and yeah. Oof.
Yeah, I mean, you don't. I mean, they still only know there's one player here. So they could swing out and try an ego peek. And there we go, there's the reveal. Now there's 2. Double trouble. Team Rocket style, and Dagger, well, he made sure that the Viper sacrifice was not in vain. Kaiden makes sure to get his piece of the pie as well. He'll be looking to get himself the second top frag of the evening, and I mean, Team Mystic gonna look to double their points here. They've already got 3, and they can go for the full house if they get this one.
And with the way that the point system in this league is structured, it is important to take care of the lower level competition, and any apologies to any New Horizon fans, but it does seem to look that way. Team Mystic going for 6 points. That is going to be good enough to toss them into second place and Group B. So, you know, something to keep an eye on, and Kaiden going to start early, and it seems like A main control, a super big point of emphasis for this Team Mystic side, but the brunt of that push going towards B and a team stun, not exactly the way you want to start this off.
Fill me with too much confidence, but see, the Joshi sat in garage, I suppose it's an NA audience. I'll try my best, but do they go for the flank, or do they go straight to the site? Looks like the site is the answer here. Joshi does go down from Arc 2. They are sticking around a little bit, maybe a little bit too long. Kaiden managed to get one, and still Shady sat in the back of the site. They didn't clear him. And now Dagger's able to cause problems as he's been given time to rotate over. And the 2v2 with the run it back on Dagger, which he's gonna use, and this is him at his most dangerous. Flash just goes into the nebula and doesn't see anyone, but he's just running people over. But now, full health on Dagger. Echo still didn't manage to get that spike down. He will do so now. It's all about what position you pick on this site. Dagger going to go around, but he's going to be met with a very ugly ice wall in his face. He doesn't care about stealth. Making sure that, you know, they know he's there. Echo playing real close. This is real risky, but it could be a great move. The flash, though, and he didn't see that coming. And Dagger outplaying yet again. We'll get Team Mystic number 3.
I don't necessarily love that play hanging close to the wall. I mean, no way to know if he knew there were flashes left, but I mean, playing that close, a little bit of an off angle. I don't like the way that that 1v1 was played, and just like that, Kaiden able to get the operator into his hand off the back of that bonus round being successful. Plenty of money to go around, and we're seeing a pretty labored buy on the side of New Horizon. A Marshall to go along with an Odin, a Spectre. Okay, we are seeing the Odin sold back, so this is going to be a half buy. And this is a great opportunity for Team Mystic to continue to set the tone in that A orb pressure going again early as both Kaiden and that's a push out of garage. with an operator. That's just insulting at this point.
Well, we had one that we would frame in the museum yesterday. Let's see if we can add to our Valorant Louvre, if it were. That's not the right pronunciation, but I've given up on French class now, so I don't care. But Horizon a man down now. They do have that Cosmic Divide. But, I mean, it's not a lot to work with. How close Shady is, but he will go down over in C Long. That means Joshy has to go and replace that point. But still, look at the pressure that has been given over to Team Mystic. Soda. Oh, it's ugly. It's a messy round. But that's where Mystic thrive. And now on a 2v4. Not looking brilliant for New Horizon. The spike is in the hands of Mystic. No Spooderman. Just trying to hold on for dear life.
And those rotations pretty much on lock. Unfortunately, Jet with the Marshall not going to be able to do much help for that attacking side in mid. And even with Echo getting onto the site, they had the pincer down perfectly. They knew exactly where the spike was, and now a 4v1, and there's just not much for Spooderman to do. You don't necessarily want to save any of these weapons. The area is not necessarily worth losing. That loss bonus, maybe just going to try and get as much damage done. See the toes and able to get the frag onto Lay Viper, so not the worst thing in the world. Dying before time runs out at the hands of Dagger, and now I think we're seeing the full evolution of Dagger into a duelist. He is looking absolutely clean on that Phoenix.
Yeah, and that's not to take away from Kaiden either, who is fully embracing the Jet Op stereotype. And why wouldn't you when you're getting, you know, first bloods like that? I do like as well that Team Mystic, though they are winning, are still changing things up. Whether that's Kaiden playing on A or B or Garage, whatever it might be. They are changing up the start of the round almost every time. I mean, you know, in their attack on Ascent, it was very much, predictable. Just go and get that ult orb, but good they're changing things up on the defensive side. Keep a New Horizon side who can't really find a way in. Keep changing the lock on that door, but they have managed to get that first pick, New Horizon. Now sitting outside A. Looks like Team Mystic gonna back off. Let them have this one. Go for that 4v5 retake. There is that, back and Blade Storm available. So for this retake, they are very much in good hands. I don't know about Dagger if he jumps down from heaven here. Wall goes up, and up goes Lil Spooderman on top of said wall. It's a basic equation, and now dual Blade Storms. Here's the Duel of the Fates, and it's just going to be Spooderman who wins that one. Tries to go for another, but it just goes wide, and he's not able to get anything else done. And now here comes a run it back. Oh no, it's not going to happen for him. They're forced off the side, actually, New Horizon, as Arc 2 manages to pick up one. It's just Shady. It's not got a whole lot to work with here. A good kill here would be good, but no. Zato was having the what's the word? The peace, not the peace of mind. I don't know what he was good enough to go and do it. All right, we'll keep it basic.
I was giving you as much time as I could because I honestly didn't know where you were headed with that one. But I mean, good enough is pretty much all you can say about New Horizon on that one. Just enough to push that first round over the board. And we're seeing Echo onto a classic in full armor. Is he going to buy something else into this round? Okay, and another farm for that A main orb. And with Team Mystic getting that orb every single time, we're seeing something consistent with what we saw on Ascent. But already a fast push up by Little Spooderman, already creating a lot of A short presence and making no bones about where he's headed, and does see Dagger and able to get his second first blood in consecutive rounds. So a good job, and the Cosmic Divide coming up, and that is going to be the full entirety of the front of A site, and the spike plant should be able to go down. However, Kaiden evening things up before that plant can happen.
Hyper, love that, love it. He's just swinging the plan. He's going to go again, but no. Kaiden's dropped down, though. If he can swing around this wall, he can stop it again. But no, it does manage to go down. And now we enter the final phase. Still 4v4 with low health on a few players. And there he goes. Echo going down and out for the count. Champ going to go for the res, actually. And this Cosmic Divide really allows him to do that. They're both vulnerable, though. No one going to go for the pick. They're just defusing. Oh, no. Oh, they can't let that happen. You put up the wall.
No, that was
yeah.
That was the opposing wall. That was not Echo who put that up. That was Shady putting up a retake wall. Echo put it down for the plant, and then Shady put his up for the retake.
I've been bamboozled.
You have been bamboozled. There needs to be a UI update where we can tell whose wall that is. But nonetheless, another round for Mystic, and if anything, that makes things worse for New Horizon as they no longer have that active loss bonus. So we are seeing a complete buy, but still a couple question marks onto it, and yet another A orb farm. This time the direction heading over to C, and we are going to see Shady tested really for the first time on C for the first time in this game. And he is just going to give it up mostly for a retake, at least the front of the site, but I mean, oh god.
Well, Joshy is not one for giving up. And yeah, the Viper coming in from Defender spawn as well. Hold fast is the name of the game there, and they did literally that. And they had a little bit of a bump, but Team Mystic still very much in the driver's seat.
Yeah, no, I was going to say he's going to be tested, he's going to fall away, but he really didn't fall away. He feigned to fall back into backside, and then Kaiden, Joshy, and Shady were all there to really clean up everything on that push. And yet another half buy. We're seeing Echo onto the Sheriff, Light Shield, and the Phantom onto Zato, and he's just not having as much impact as I wanted to see him have on that breach. It doesn't seem like his flashes are doing all of that much for territory taking. And we are seeing Dagger. They seem to be well aware of his position, and he's still going to be good for one there. Absolutely brilliant flash. Kaiden doing what he needs to do as well. And just, they can't be killed. They can't be killed, Explo.
He has Spike. Dagger has won this round. Whoa. That was weird. Alk 2, well, I believe the phrase is, we'll take those. But Dagger, literally, just sat there, pop flashes, and just got the spike for the team. Alright guys, we won the round now. It's all good. I got it under control. And that is what a good Phoenix can do. And, if there was any doubt that this guy is going to stick on the Phoenix, it's gone now, because a round like that shows me that he was almost kind of hoping to be on the Phoenix, because this guy with this potential should not be playing Brimstone.
No, it's hard for me to imagine, and I think in our post-game interview we'll be able to ask whoever we get from that Mystic side why the hell this man was playing controllers and initiators instead of being on the duelist. So I need answers as to that one. Maybe they were just hiding him for week 1, throw these teams off, and now going up against Pistols, we should be seeing an 8th round on the board for Team Mystic.
Standing.
And it's almost over. That's 2 rounds in a row where I've barely got to say anything, and the round is already over. And well, champ, good luck. Managed to get one, to be fair. And now we're going to play how many guns can you take out of the hands of Team Mystic. You got 4 to go for, and 1 is all you're going to get. Kaiden with number 3 on that round. Mystic number 8. And, well, this is, I had some doubts. We were, bigging it up that maybe New Horizon have more of a chance here on Haven. Doesn't seem that way.
No, and we're basically seeing 5-man pushes wherever they want to go. I can't recall any fakes, any misdirections, any creative utility usage. It just seems like they're playing a ranked game and they're like, we're going to run it down A, we're going to run it down C, we're going to run it down A, we're going to run it down C. This is really the first time we've seen a default, no players on A actually, for this Mystic side, so a little bit of change in their defensive pace. Interesting way to go about things, as we do see a rotation over towards A now, but it does seem like they've stacked the correct area as the brunt of this push in mid and C long.
And there's the problem solved. The Vipers got it done, and Dagger will also get some problems done. And I mean, when you've just got 2 duelists in very close proximity, you're going to get a lot of kills for your team. Now in a 2v4, Spike's still in the possession of New Horizon, so they've got that going for them, but they are going to have to cross. Very dangerous Kaiden if they want to get that anywhere where they want to go. There it is. Kaiden manages to get 1 and 2. And that's his second 3K in a row. Team Mystic, with nearly no delay, going to be looking to go double digits.
I mean, 17 kills for Kaiden through 10 rounds. My man's almost averaging 2 kills a round. And when your Jet is having that much impact, it really, I mean, he's having an incredible amount of impact, and he's had an incredible amount of impact C long. He's had it in garage. He's had it down A short. He's had it down A long. Really, there's no way to be predicted with where he's going. And in fact, he's going garage again. He's going to swing out.
Oh,
and
no.
okay, yep, going to get one, and he's just going to go for it.
Oh. Own it! Own it! Go for it! Yes, I love this from Kaiden. But he has to hit that final knife if he wants to keep that one alive. Love just outright aggression. No brain, just aim. But why waste the energy if you're just gonna win? And now in a 4v3. Okay, interesting lockdown. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if my brain is too small.
Oh, the spike's there.
Oh yeah.
The spike's there. I was like, wait a minute.
NA casters? Question mark.
Question.
Anyway, well, now that you know we've caught up to these guys and their massive brains, Joshy, someone who's been an unspoken hero, looking to very much make himself clear, he will do so. And now it's only Echo alive. He's only got a Sheriff being bullied by a Killjoy turret. And just don't die to it, please. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. There is no. I don't know. In your list, I don't know whether a knife or dying to a Killjoy turret. What's like the
Killjoy
order?
turret. It's worse. Killjoy turret
Yeah.
is worse. You get outplayed by a knife coming from behind you. You can blame teammates for not watching flank on that. There's a
Is that what
whole
you do?
of excuses for dying to a knife. Dying to a Killjoy turret, you just didn't. You didn't kill. You death by 1,000 paper cuts. I mean, awful, but at the very least, I mean, Joshy using his ultimate there, good utility usage, allowing them to take more control of that spike area, and really just the first occasion that we've had to see him use it. And now we're seeing a little bit of something. This is the first coordinated push towards C, and with all of Joshy's utility there, it is going to slow things down. And in fact, with all of that ultimate, they haven't been able to make any progress onto site yet.
Oh yes, here's Dagger. Kerbal comes out and. Well, Champ just has to hide in the only spot available to him. Now it's only Champ. And that running back from Dagger makes things very much certain. Knife very sharp, and well, now
Switching
only one
sides.
away from match point, 6-point, I guess. If you want to think of it that way.
Series
but
point, I suppose you could call it.
series point, I suppose. Yeah, that makes far more sense. I should. I think this is
EU
just a me thing,
vocabulary?
whenever- no, but when I try and say like it's this point, I think out of like 5 tries, I've literally got it right once or made sense once. But that's me to wallow and cry about after we're done with this. But we've gone into the half 11-1. Good luck.
GLHF? I mean,
Maybe.
Kaiden already above 20 kills to only 6 deaths. Dagger at 16-4, and LeViper, Shady, and Joshy really haven't had a chance to get any frags because I mean they haven't seen anyone. And now with full aggression towards A, only little Spooderman boosted above on boxes to be able to take care of that, and the flash out going to take care of him being seen by the Bolt, Dagger, and Joshy combining for 2 on the entry, and Dagger just isn't stopping. Oh, good lord.
Even God is on this man's side with this timing. Oh, then. I mean, when you when you get the spike down and when the spike gets put down and you're defending, and then like the entire enemy team runs out of the site to come and kill you, sign of things to come. And it would be. I would like to note that Kaiden also full confidence went for a Sheriff in that pistol round, and it worked perfectly for him. But I mean, this is it, New Horizon. Without the buy that they would really want, they'll have to try and make do.
I mean, you have to invest everything that you can, and we're seeing a Bucky, a Spectre, a Marshall, a Judge, and an Ares into their hands. And if Run It Down A works as well as it did in the first round, we are seeing Run It Down A Volume 2. And again, just little Spooderman there, and little Spooderman getting taken down by Dagger yet again. The question becomes, are we going to see Dagger ever take his hand off of the W key? Because we did not
No.
last time, and oh god.
Oh,
God.
You know what's even
Oh.
better? You know what's even better? Is Kaiden
Oh
decided.
my god, he's going to be able to defuse this. There's no one near him if he just sticks it.
Surely not. Okay, down goes the clock. Dagger making a run, a mad dash,
Oh.
but he will get it with 4. And Mystic, Team Mystic, making their statement clear. They'll take 6 points tonight against the New Horizons side that just wasn't quite ready for it. And I was gonna say it before we almost had a G2 moment. Kaiden decided in that last round that he was just not gonna play with the team, and he just ran up C and just killed everyone. Like there is confidence, and then there is Kaiden.
I mean, Dagger and Kaiden. Oh, Dagger overtook Top Frag. He finished with 23, getting he got 7 kills over the last 2 rounds. 23 for him to only 4 deaths, 22, 6, and 3 for Kaiden. And I mean, 45 kills across 14 rounds for 2 players. Just absolutely dominant performance. Not much. I mean, there's not much else to say. There's nothing really to break down for that Mystic side. They just held W key and clicked on heads, and it worked out pretty well for them in the end. For New Horizon, they're just, I mean, I don't even know what to say about them either. Just they got out-fragged. There was not really any supreme strategy that picked apart this New Horizons side. It just didn't seem like they were able to land the shots that Mystic was able to throughout that game.
I was talking about before the game started. Gee, Haven means that Dagger might not be able to farm literally, every ult orb. And then they started on the defensive side. And so he decided to play A and farm the ult orb every round. And I was thinking halfway through, oh, okay, he's taking his chance while he can get it. We'll have to see on the attacking side. There was no attacking side.
No.
The attacking rounds that we saw, he was too busy killing everyone and getting 4Ks that he didn't care about his ultimate. And when you're able to play like that, I mean, there's no contest.
No, I mean, there's no point in getting the ult orb because that means you would have to take your finger off of the W key, and it didn't seem like Dagger wanted to do that at any point throughout that last map. And this becomes a really dangerous team looking at how skilled they are through and through. I mean, LeViper on the Sova was clean, his darts were solid, and then the times where he was called on, he was able to step up, and the same can be said for Joshi on the Sentinel holding it down. I mean, it's really easy to look at this team as really top heavy if you only look at the frags, but whenever each individual member was called on, whether that was, Joshi on either Killjoy or on Cypher, whether that was Shady on the Astra or whether that was LeViper on the Sova, all of them were able to step up when it was needed. Just in this particular matchup against New Horizon, it really wasn't needed when the only call you had to make was Kaiden go kill or Dagger go kill, and it seemed to work out pretty well for them. And I mean, if I had to step into the mind of the IGL for this Team Mystic side, I'm putting Dagger on a duelist every game from now on. No question about it.
Yeah, no. I mean, we talked about it in game, and we're gonna keep pushing this point. If that guy ever, the only non-duelist that I am allowing that man to play is Skye. That is it. That's all he's allowed. And if I see anything else, I'm gonna be super disappointed.
I mean, if we see anything other than maybe a scary dog, I'll be disappointed as well. But we do have Shady here with us now, and Shady, how are you feeling after that one, my man?
Honestly, it's been a successful week with the boys. We've had some good days of practice, Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday, we came in, played GLG, unfortunate turn of events. We came in Sunday, today, and came in and closed this one out. Unfortunate, the other team had to, play with 3 subs, but, we still came in today and played really well.
Yeah, I mean, okay, here's the question that, is on both of our minds and the rest of chat's mind.
Uh-huh.
Why was Dagger not playing Phoenix? This guy's insane.
Wait, Dagger was on Phoenix. He was playing Phoenix.
No, but in the games before, like
you had him on Sky. You had him on Sky. And
yeah, that's correct. That's correct. So they were together for 2 months. They had been playing Phoenix, and I brought up the idea of Sky having basically both your info agents on the map, so we could put one on A, one on B. It didn't work out too well the first couple of weeks we tried it, so we were like, okay, let's just go back to what they were doing before I came on as IGL. So Phoenix was the answer, and there it is. That just proves it right there.
I mean, looking at the way these maps played out, it's really kind of hard to read into any of your guys' tendencies or anything like that when it really just seemed like all you guys had to do was have either Kaiden or Dagger going in W key. Is that the strategy going into it, or do you kind of just see the way that New Horizon was playing, kind of how you guys stacked up against them, and just kind of not to say pugged it, but basically let them off of their leash and let them kind of set the tone for the match? Or is that kind of the style that you want to play, which is a pretty disruptive, aggressive style, whether you are on attack or on defense?
Well, okay, so usually the first couple of rounds will feel the other team out. We felt that they played a little bit of aggression A main. Um, so I usually as IGL, I kind of let my duelists do their thing because that's their job. So if they find the opening pick and we catch somebody on rotation, then we'll take the site, obviously. But just with Dagger on Phoenix and Kaiden on Jet, I can trust. I have so much trust on the ace side that I'm not worried about anything coming in my direction because I know where all the enemies are coming from if my teammates get those kills. As job as Lurk and Smoke Guy, we play it perfectly. Play around it great.
Yeah, I like that. One thing that I noticed, especially on Ascent, was that you guys were getting that, and this is Dagger again. He is getting that ult orb every round for free over on A. You notice that is happening. Is there any sort of mindset change, especially when it comes to how Dagger specifically is going to decide the round in terms of that he has his ultimate every 3 rounds because he gets 8 kills every single round?
It honestly, if they're not giving a main, they're not challenging that orb, we're farming it. We're getting Dagger orb, getting Viper orb. Whoever's close to all, they're getting the orb. It doesn't matter who. I felt the same way over on B side. They weren't really challenging it, so if we could get the orb, we got it. We play a lot around our ults, and that's just the way the game is.
And then I kind of just have one last question, and then we'll let Explo finish this up. But I was kind of looking at your Sentinel composition, and last week you had Joshi on Ascent. He was playing that Killjoy, switched over to Cypher, and then on a more typical Cypher map for Haven, you have him running Killjoy. Is that just a comfort thing, or is that kind of a pocket strategy for you as the IGL?
IGL. So for Ascent, we kind of played around with the agent comp, like I said. So when I asked Joshi, like, hey, are you more comfortable on KJ or Cypher on Ascent? He gave me Cypher, so I was like, all right, let's see you on Cypher. We put him on Cypher. His lurks and flanks have been amazing. He's not worried about his turret and alarm bots so much, which is good. And then for Ascent, when we have him on KJ, I've kind of established that like we're gonna play the map kind of like a bank on the 66%, obviously BC or AB, and we play retake on the other side. So if we have the KJ alt and we're playing retake, C, then boom, we have the retake utility to take the site back.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's gonna be it for me. Explo, do you
Awesome.
wanna finish this bad boy up for us? I know you've got one more question on your mind.
So this is sort of just the staple question, as it were. Big 6 points today. Do you think that going forward now, a little bit of a shaky start in week 1, but now, how convinced are you on a scale of 1 to 10 that this is your group to win?
Oh, this is 100% our group to win. The last week was a fluke in my opinion. I just came on, 2 weeks. We put in a hard week this last week. And we nailed down what cost us to lose the Ascent game. So you see it now. We made the changes this week. Played Ascent again. Came out great victory in my opinion. We go into bind from last week. It was a close game, but we knew our mistakes. It was just a pacing thing. We've been working on it all week. We play that team again any other day on a great day. There's no chance. No chance we go OT against them. No chance.
Okay,
I
I lied to
love the
you.
confidence.
I lied to you. I do have one more question. Did you
Go
play
ahead.
this full match in the sport coat, or did you just throw that on for
No,
us?
listen. My teammates get shirtless. You guys get the sport coat and tank. All right, like that's it.
I feel a little bit scammed, but nonetheless, it's been great having you on, Shady. Congratulations on those 6 points, and we look forward to seeing you guys throughout the rest of the season. I think you guys, especially with this performance, have kind of established you guys as a front runner for this Group B and the playoffs as a whole. Dangerous team to begin with, but I mean, take a little bit off, enjoy the win, and we look
yeah.
forward to seeing you over the next couple of weeks.
Thank you guys. Appreciate you guys.
Well, I mean, it was decisive to say the least. I wonder if maybe that coat is what gives him the energy to drive forward. Because
Good coat.
tell you what, maybe this is what happened. He put it on, like they did game one. He's like, I still think that was a little bit too close to call. Puts the coat on, and then the brain just boom, it goes.
It's a confidence coat, if you will.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was relatively quick, but maybe that's for the better, as you guys won't get to see us for much longer. So there is one more game today. That is not Team Mystic, but Mystics. You'll figure it out eventually. I will as well. Versus Zelos or Zealous. I'm not quite sure on the pronunciation. And it won't be us, for better or worse. It's going to be Catnator and Gamble that are going to be bringing you through that one. So that's it from us. Hopefully for next time I'll get him to take the cat ears off, but there's no guarantee. You can follow me on Twitter at ExploCast. You can follow Call Me Wolverine at Twitter at Call Me Wolverine. Makes sense. But yeah, any closing words from you, Call Me?
Great to be here. Great first couple games into the second week for you and I on Versatile Season 1, and I am looking forward to the rest of this. We are going to hit a 30-minute intermission, and we will be back with more action, as you said, with Catnator and Gamble. Looking forward to checking out that one. Looking forward to being back next week. And, everybody have a great rest of your Sunday night. We'll see you in chat for Game 2 for the evening.